going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We're going to try something a little bit different today. 14 horsepower Kohler project bed rail. It's scuffed. However, I have a Bronco without a title and an engine. That thing has a transmission in it. You see where this is going? Can't really lift it, so we're gonna grab the tractor and sketchily rope this thing in the engine bay. Now we don't have enough slack. I bet if I grab that crowbar, slide off, we just drop it. Alright, the Bronco's kind of back to where it started when I took the 351 out. Except this time it has something a little bit smaller in it. Let's grab my parts. Alright, we have some parts. Some parts are right, like this. Some parts are wrong, like this. I could have swore that I sized it up and it worked, but I was very confused and it didn't work. So I have to come back to the actual, like the crank part. But we do have the transmission side with a metal rod, and this should slide into here. Yep, so we have the crank side, or the transmission side. I'm gonna weld a rod onto that when I build my plate. I think it's better that we just kind of do the transmission part first. That way we get the transmission level, because I think it is kind of sagging. We'll have to climb under there and look, but we can jack it up, and that's where this bar comes in. And then these are kind of flimsy, so I got two of them to stack them and then just drill through and weld onto the old motor mounts. We'll see how that works. So we've made a new discovery. I took those motor mounts off. Everything sets flush now, so I can weld it nice along this side and nice along that side, and then I'll probably stack it and just weld the two of that together, and then of course do some more welding. But this is gonna look pretty good. We're gonna have a lot of room. This thing's got a fuel pump on it, so I might be able to put a gas tank down there or kind of build something separate off over here somewhere. The transmission, I thought it would need to come up. It actually needs to come down. So that might be easy, might be hard. Probably put my cross member in between those frame rails there. I just want to get the motor mounted and see kind of what we got going on. I'm very excited right now. This is gonna be pretty cool if it doesn't fail. Back to the old tractor supply store. All right, back out here. I think I have to make a custom adapter out of this one and this one. We'll see how well, because this adapter and this one are the same size. So we'll see if they fit on both. Kind of booger welded this adapter on just to see how straight we are. That is pretty close. I don't know if there's gonna be that much of a wobble in it, but I think it'll be all right after I fully weld it. We'll just have to go with it, because precise is not a language I know. All right, so here's where we're gonna end for the night. We have our sprockets, and they are pretty straight. I mean, like, they're not straight here, but I mean, they are pretty straight in terms of how I welded them on. I'm gonna punch that dog. We have to move this engine plate backwards. So tomorrow I'll come out here and cut this off, and we're gonna slide the whole thing back some more. That way we really don't have to use a jack shaft, and I can return that $50 piece of pipe that I bought. All right, I got my plate slid back again. I'm gonna retack it on these corners. I'll probably definitely have to brace some stuff on at least this end, but we can just weld the exhaust right here, the flange there. That way it'll kind of be straight, and then again, we gotta double this up anyways. We can probably put a brace coming off that bar to here. That way it's not all bendy. Some flex is good, but you know, 80 pounds on something like this definitely needs braced. Okay, here we are mocked up again with the plate further backwards. Again, just tacked, but we are already a lot closer. I think I'll just slide this out. I have to cut the top of this bell housing out so I can get there, because I don't know if these are removable. Not too certain. I don't think they are, so I'll just have to cut out the top of it, make a little notch, and then probably just slide this thing forward on the shaft, and then just kind of weld it to this shaft. That way we have a chain. And then with our leftover brace on our transmission, put a little piece here to here. That way we don't have no wibble wobbly stuff like that. Because again, we're all tacked in. A little bit of a dent there, but we can brace that up, no problem. Come up with a permanent solution for this back here. 'Cause yeah, like I said, there's a little wobble in the plate itself. We'll get there. I did kind of the, I'm scared of cutting into a transmission and it hitting me in the face way, and I just kind of cut into the edges and hammered it out. That's why that cut's so precise. But we have a lot of room. We're over it now, which is a good thing, because we can always slide it back. You know, like we can't give more far play, because again, this transmission needs to go down some more. So I wanted to go over it a little bit. That way I can always have room to slide that thing back. But let's move this off again, start working on the transmission. That way we can bolt this down and brace this up with our spare transmission parts. So yeah, that's going along pretty good. I thought about running this down into there. I think that'd be pretty cool, and just have it come out that one side all the way back there. We can definitely make that work, and then just take out this side, just completely delete it. That way it's still kind of, oh, listen to this thing, it's a 302. Well, we got the cross member in there. I don't think it moves very much. I need to take a break. That took a while. It's there at the bottom there. Got some bolts in it, so now we just gotta brace up this again, and then we can mount the engine in there, and hopefully, you know, another 10 or so hours of labor, because I don't know what I'm doing, and it'll at least move an inch. As long as it moves just a little bit. I'll probably have to put it in first to go in reverse, and I have to also put a lot of transmission fluid in it, because when I took the 351 out of this thing, it drained all the fluid out of it. Hopefully it shifts still, even with everything unhooked. We shall see. All right, my motor mounts, or motor plate, I guess, is welded up. It is pretty strong. Holds me just fine, so I'll call that a victory. Nice. I think officially it's gonna set something like this, because we're almost directly lined up. And like I said, I can still move that in and out. I have to go back to town and grab a woodruff key and then adjust it where it needs to be. But it's really good, because this is kind of leaning forward and this is leaning the same way. So I should just be able to put the sprocket on, and I have my motor mounts mocked up to drill out and put bolts through them. So that'll be the next step. All right, I got the chain very loosely mounted up, because we'll have to take some links out of it. But it does spin. I want to see if this thing will start after I put 10 gallons of transmission fluid in it. Yeah, this thing's pretty cammed. Well, here's where we are with the old machine. Still have to get the drivetrain figured out, but I think we're gonna have to pull the transmission and just run it off of the transfer case, flip this engine around, and have a whole jack shaft just running to the transfer case and just not have reverse. But this project definitely could work. I also picked up something if I need it. I'll show you. I bought a three-wheeler, but that's not the important thing over here. This, a ZF5 transmission. But I don't want to screw this up because I have a 302 that I am getting ready to buy. There's a cat under here. Where is it? Where's the kitty? Oh, there it is. Anyways, I have a 302 that I'm getting ready to buy pretty cheap that I'd like to have this transmission for, because that'd be pretty sick. So if you guys want to see a video on this, let me know. And if you want to see me continue on the Bronco build, please let me know. Watch the video, like, subscribe, comment, interact with the kitten here. Camera shy, I guess. But there will be a video on this, I'm sure. This thing's pretty cool. I got it running and driving, just a couple little parts here and there. Parts for this thing are pretty expensive, but I'm gonna get new tires for it and just kind of piddle with it, get it up and going where it just, you know, pull starts, or it. I'd like to get the starter hooked up for it. I think it needs a new one. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you guys next time.